Hello and welcome back to Easy English with James. Today, this lesson is all about family, okay? We are going to learn the vocabulary for every person in your family and we're going to practice perfect pronunciation for all of those family members, okay? So if you want to practice your pronunciation and you want to make sure you know all of the vocabulary about family in English, then stick with me. Okay, number one, let's start with the word family. Family, okay? Be careful because a lot of people mispronounce this word family, family. But make sure that that middle I is actually a schwa sound. Family, family, family. And of course the stress here is on a, family. We don't say family or family, we say family, family, okay? Family. Now let's look at parents. Pair with that air, parents, okay? Parents with that ts sound on the end, T and S together. Ts, parents, my parents, her parents, his parents. Okay, practice parents, parents. Okay, so parents. Parents are a mother and a father. Let's practice mother, mother, mother. Okay, it's really easy in British English because it's simply the mother, mother. And of course, father, father. Father. That long vowel sound at the beginning, Father, father, my father and my mother. But most of the time you'll find in English we don't actually say mother and father. Normally, when you're talking about your mother, you would say your mum. Mum, okay? My mum. This is my mum. My mum. And of course, for father, you might say dad. This is my dad and this is my mum, okay? Practice with me with this is. This is my. This is my. There's a bit of connected speech in there. This is. Not this is, but this is. This is my mum and this is my dad, okay? So, for mother, you have mother, mum, mom, and of course, little children might say mummy or mummy. Okay, so mother, and then mum, and then mom, and then mummy or mommy. Okay, same for father. You've got father, then you've got dad, and sometimes young children might say daddy, daddy. Okay, then we have our siblings. Siblings. What does this word mean? Your siblings are your brothers and sisters. Sibling is a word that means both brother and sister, okay? So you could ask someone, how many siblings do you have? If someone says, James, how many siblings do you have? I have 2 siblings, a sister and a brother, okay? How many siblings do you have? Write that in the comments below. How many siblings do you have? That means how many brothers and sisters do you have? How many siblings do you have? So, siblings, okay? Siblings, one is brother or brothers. Make sure you get the plural correct there. Brother, in English, ends in a. Like most words that end in er in British English, the sound is just a schwa, brother, brother. But then when we put that S on the end, more than 1, 2 or 3 or 4, we say brothers, brothers. Same with sister, which is simply sister, becomes sisters. How many brothers do you have? How many sisters do you have? Okay, practice with me. Brother. Sister. Now, you might also know that sometimes we can shorten this down. It is a little bit slang-like, okay? That means that in slang English, in idiomatic English, you might say bro for brother. This is my bro. This is my older bro. This is my older brother. This is my younger bro, my younger brother. Same with sister. This is my older sis or younger sis. Very, very idiomatic and slang and very informal. You might only hear this among close friends or young people. This is my bro and this is my sis. Okay? Brother and sister. Bro and sis. They are siblings. Then we have grandparents. Grandparents. But be really careful with this one because a lot of people accidentally forget that we don't pronounce the letter D in this word, grandparents. We don't actually say grandparents. The D here is silent. Grandparents. Grandparents. These are my grandparents. And of course, your grandparents are made up of your grandmother and your grandfather. Grandmother, grandfather, grandmother, grandfather, okay? But grandmother, just like mother, can also be pronounced in a different way. We also have a different word for it. Grandmother is often grandma. This is my grandma, okay? Would you like to meet my grandma? And the same for grandfather can often be shortened down to grandpa. This is my grandpa. So you've got grandmother, grandma, grandfather, grandpa. For grandfather, in England, where I live, you will also hear granddad. This is my granddad. So for grandfather, you've got grandfather, grandpa, and granddad. All mean grandfather, okay? Practice with me one more time. Grandmother, grandmother, grandma, grandma. Now, grandfather, grandfather, grandpa, grandpa, and granddad, granddad, granddad. Okay, and grandparents, the mother and father of your grandparents, what do we say for that? What word do we use to describe the mother and father of your grandmother and grandfather? In English, we just add the word great. And great in English here is a little bit sort of like plus one generation. And if we want to say 2 generations, we just say the word 2 times. Great, great. So the parents of your grandmother and grandfather are your great grandparents. And the parents of your great grandparents are your great great grandparents. And the parents of your great great grandparents are your great 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 grandparents. Okay, so here is a picture of my great 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 grandfather. Okay, I guess so. This may be what he looks like. Okay, because we're going so far back, so many generations back. Your great 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 grandfather. Okay, so great grandparents. Great. Make sure you're pronouncing that correctly. Great. Great. These are my great grandparents. This is my great grandfather. And this is my great grandmother. Okay? Your great grandparents. This is why we have a really funny sentence in English, which if you want to describe your great grandparents doing really great things, you might say, my great grandparents were great. My great grandparents were great. Okay, it's a weird sentence, but it makes sense. My great grandparents were great. Okay, practice with me. My great grandparents were great. Okay, next up we have your uncle and your auntie. Uncle and auntie. This in English means the brother or sister of your mother or your father. Okay, your uncle and your auntie. And of course, the people that your uncle and auntie are married to. Okay, my auntie is married to my uncle, but my uncle is not the brother or sister of my mum or dad. He just married in, but we still call him uncle. Okay, so uncle, auntie. uncle, and auntie. And of course, we can shorten these down again. Sometimes you'll hear aunt for auntie. Aunt. This is my aunt. And this is my uncle. Okay? Very, very rarely, not often, you'll also hear unk for uncle. Okay? It's very uncommon. Only some accents do this. Usually, we just shorten auntie to aunt. Okay? So practice with me. Uncle, uncle, auntie, auntie. Make sure you're getting that ah, auntie, and uncle, uncle. Okay? Now, the children of your auntie and uncle, the children of your auntie and uncle are your cousins. Cousins. Okay? In English, the word cousin can mean both a boy or a girl. There is no difference in English. Okay? So, this is my cousin, and this is my cousin too. Okay? This is my cousin, and this is my cousin. These are my cousins. Practice with me. This is my cousin. This is my cousin. And these are my cousins. These are my cousins. Okay? Cousin, z, with a z on the end. One cousin. One cousin. But two cousins. Lots of z in there. Cousins. Cousins. Make sure you're vibrating to get that z sound. Z. Cousins. These are my cousins. These are my cousins. Okay? Okay, next up, if my brother or my sister have children, what do we call those children? Okay? What do we call those children? They are, if it's a boy, my nephew. My nephew. Nephew. Okay, practice with me. Nephew. Nephew is the male child of my brother or sister. Okay, my sister has a boy child. That is my nephew. Make sure you get the PH sound pronounced with that f. Nephew. Nephew. Okay, nephew. And if it's a girl, okay, if it's a girl, we say niece. Niece. Watch closely. Niece. 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 Okay? Not nice. Not nice. Niece. You could say, my niece is really nice. My niece is really nice. Excellent practice sentence. My niece is really nice. Okay? My niece is really nice. Practice with me. My niece is really nice. And my nephew is nice too. My nephew is nice too. Remember, we put to on the end of that sentence and it means the same as also. My niece is really nice. My nephew is nice too. Same as my nephew is also nice. Okay? Niece and nephew. Now, we also have another part of English for people who marry into your family. Okay? So, let's say I have a wife and my wife has brothers, sisters, and a mother and father. But they're not my mother and father in English. In English, we have to add another word. We add the word in-law. They are my in-laws. In-laws. The words in-law here mean they are my family by the law of this country, by the laws of the world, okay? Not by blood, not the same blood as I have, but they are by law, in the law, they are my family, okay? So let's say my wife has a mother, of course, that would be my mother-in-law, mother-in-law. The brother of my wife would be my brother-in-law. Brother-in-law. Okay? The sister of my wife would be my sister-in-law. Sister-in-law. Okay? This also works for if your family marry someone. So for example, if I have a sister and she is married to her husband, okay, He, my sister's husband, is also my brother-in-law because he's not my brother by blood, but he is my brother because he's married to my sister by law. So he's my brother-in-law. Again, if you have a sister married to a man, he is your brother-in-law. If you have a brother married to a woman, she is your sister-in-law. Sister-in-law, okay? So, people that are not your blood, but are married into your family are called your in-laws. In-laws. In-laws, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to give you a little test. 2 questions. I want you to write your answer in the comments below. Number 1, what do we call your mother's sister? Your mother's sister. What is the name for that in English? Your mother's sister. Okay, write your answer in the comments below. Okay, and number two, what do we call the wife of your brother? The wife of your brother in English is called what? Write that in the comments below. Okay, number 1 and number 2, write your answer in the comments below. Okay, and I will check them. Okay, a really good way to practice all of the family members and practice speaking English really quickly is to try to answer this question. Who was at my birthday party? Who was at my birthday party? In England, at birthday parties, normally all of the family come together. So if someone asks you who was at your birthday party, you might think, okay, a lot of family members to say. So you could just say, all of my family, all of my family, all of my family. Really quickly, all of my family. Who was at your birthday? All of my family came to my birthday. All of my family came to my birthday. All of my family came to my birthday. When we say it really quickly, it changes from all of to all a. All of my family, all of my family, all of my family, all of my family came to my birthday. Okay, really, really quick. But the best way to practice everything is to make a list and say, who came to your birthday party? My mum, my dad, my brother, my sister, my uncles and my aunties, my grandma and granddad, and of course my niece, my nephew and 2 cousins. Okay, so I want you to practice listing all your family. Who came to your birthday? My mum, my dad, my brother, my sister, my grandma, my granddad, my niece, my nephew, my uncle and my auntie. Okay? Practice that as many times as you need to, and hopefully your pronunciation will be perfect. Okay? Thank you for joining me for this lesson about family in English. If you enjoyed this video and it was good practice for you, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos in the future. Okay? Thanks for watching. Have a great day and bye-bye.